Hi. I think that there are a lot more female characters that I'm attracted to than male characters, but there are still a lot of male characters that really stand out to me, so I wanted to do a list for them. In 10th place is Prince Hans from Frozen. He has such a charming, handsome presence. It's hard not to be distracted by his good looks when he's on screen. He's certainly a delight to look at, and I really enjoy his storyline. I wish that he had been a more likable character, and he could have been higher on the list if he was, but I still really enjoy him a lot. In ninth place is Prince Schneisel from Code Geass. For similar reasons to Hans. He is not an incredibly lovable character, but he is a fantastic character and a really attractive one. He has a brilliant storyline, he has a very charming, elegant presence, and he really adds a lot to Code Geass. In eighth place is Fire Lord Ozai from Avatar The Last Airbender. A terrible father, a character that had a really messed up sense of morality, arguably the evilest character in the Avatar continuity, but wow, was he attractive. The hotness doesn't just come from the flames. Ozai is a hot looking character. Really charming, really cool, great presence. Really hard not to enjoy Ozai. In seventh place is Giovanni from Pokemon, arguably the true main villain of Pokemon, even though he didn't show up as often as Jesse James and Meow. Uh, Giovanni is such a captivatingly mysterious character that works in the background and is able to add so much to the plot without having too many appearances considering his very strong importance. And I found him endlessly fascinating, and I've thought about him for years and his mysterious role in the show, where he's the big villain. Jesse James and Meow are not very menacing, not huge threats to Ash. It's really Giovanni that's the big villainous guy, and he's really interesting. In sixth place is Bob from Bob the Builder. I've always been charmed by Bob. It's hard to describe it, but I feel like he has a nice, wholesome charm, and after having a bunch of villains, it felt like there was a need to have some characters that were actually kind, compassionate, um, not just handsome in appearance and charming elegance, but also had really charming, likable personality traits. And I think all that applies to Bob. It's really hard not to care about him. In fifth place is He Man from Masters of the Universe, an incredibly muscular, powerful character who is incredibly charming, great character to look at, lots of handsomeness on display. It's really hard not to be distracted by the charming presence of He Man. In fourth place is Fisher Biscuit from Littlest Pet Shop. He is easily my favorite character in Littlest Pet Shop. He has a really charming presence, and he's a really interesting character. At times, he can seem like a responsible father figure to his spoiled daughters. At other times, he acts like a big antagonist. And there's all enough a lot of layers to him, and he has a very charming presence, a great way of presenting himself, a very elegant demeanor, and I really enjoy him a lot. In third place is Egghead from Batman. Egghead is a villain that I think first premiered in the 1960s Batman show, and Egghead could seem like a ridiculous character to have on the list. The thing is, I love Vincent Price so much. I think that he was one of the best actors of his generation, possibly one of the best actors of all time, and he had such a lovable presence. And Egghead is an oddly adorable character. He's a character that could seem like a brilliant mastermind at times, but also at other times feel very vulnerable, and he often gets scared, and it's hard not to see him as an adorable sort of character that's really hard not to have fun when he's around. And he has such an attractive, amazing look to him. I feel very distracted by his presence, and he is way cooler than I think he should have been. A character that does egg puns with an egg gimmick. He could have easily been one of the worst Batman villains, but somehow he managed to become one of my favorites. Um, in second place is Zestiel from Hazbin Hotel. I am having a hard time not being obsessed with Zestiel's presence. He is so ridiculously handsome, incredibly charming. He just feels like the most proper, elegant gentleman that I've ever seen in a cartoon show, and it's hard not to be charmed every single second that he is on screen. I get excited when he shows up. He is so incredibly captivating, and he didn't even need much screen time to really grab my attention and become one of my favorites. He is absolutely delightful. I love his friendship with Carmilla Carmine. I love how elegant, sophisticated, and friendly he keeps managing to be. He is just wonderful. And in first place is Lelouch Lamperouge from Code Geass. Easily the most attractive male character in fiction, in my personal opinion. I didn't think I had much of an attraction to male characters, but after really paying attention to Lelouch, I started wondering some things about myself, and Lelouch is so hot. It's just really hard to be as elegant as Zestiel about it. Lelouch has a lot of really interesting storylines. He's easily one of the most fascinating protagonists of a show to analyze and think about that I've ever seen. A character that has so many villainous qualities, but often has a lot of good intentions, and I feel like it's hard to think of him as just a hero or just a villain. I feel like there's so many admirable and morally disgusting attributes that he has that it's really hard to think of him as just a simple hero or a evil villain. And he has incredibly great style, incredibly captivating charm. He is just so hard not to pay attention to, and he is easily my number one.